All right, so today we're going to dive into something pretty heavy.
Yeah.
You know LaVar Ball.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, pretty much everyone knows LaVar Ball at this point, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's made sure we all know who he is and who his sons are.
Yeah, the outspoken basketball dad, right? Made headlines, oh, gosh, going back years now, predicting his sons would just dominate the NBA. And
Yeah, he was never one for subtlety.
not at all. But today's story goes way beyond the court. You know, it's about LaVar and his family facing a really personal challenge and showing some serious resilience.
Definitely a side of LaVar we don't see as often.
Right, and it all stems from this news that broke recently about LaVar's right foot amputation.
Wow, yeah, that was pretty shocking to hear.
Yeah, and so we're going to be using a recent report called LaVar Ball's Amputation, Impact and Family Resilience to kind of unpack what happened and what it means, you know, not just for LaVar himself, but for his whole family.
Yeah, I think that's a really key point, because the report does a good job of delving into the Ball family's history with tough times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it highlights how they've learned to deal with these difficult situations together, like as a unit.
And the report specifically points to Tina Ball's stroke back in 2017 as a major turning point.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was a huge thing for them. Tina dealing with aphasia.
Right.
It makes it hard to speak.
Yeah, and partial paralysis on top of that.
Yeah.
It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, and the report really drives home how much LaVar stepped up during that time, his strength, his really his dedication to his family.
Yeah, and I think that's probably where this whole idea of resilience really starts to take shape for them. Like they went through something so difficult together and came out the other side.
Yeah, it's like it laid the groundwork for how they approach challenges now, this deep interdependence and this, this willingness to adapt.
They've definitely faced a lot of scrutiny over the years. I mean, LaVar especially, man.
Oh, absolutely. But through it all, you see this unwavering support within the family. And
I think that's going to be so important now, with LaVar facing this new challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of support, I mean, you can't talk about the Ball family without talking about the sons, right? Lonzo, LaMelo, obviously huge NBA stars.
Yeah, two of the biggest names in the game.
But then there's LiAngelo, who took kind of a different path. And
yeah, he's doing his own thing with the music, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's actually got this song Tweaker that's gotten some decent traction.
It's catchy, yeah.
It's really interesting to see how each of them, while being super supportive of one another, have carved out their own unique paths,
Totally. I mean, it speaks volumes about LaVar and Tina as parents, that they've fostered this environment where their kids can explore their individual talents.
It's not this cookie cutter, like, everyone has to be an NBA superstar kind of thing.
Right, exactly. It's more about encouraging them to be themselves and pursue their passions.
Which honestly, is probably what's going to help them through this whole amputation situation too.
Yeah, having that strong foundation of support is going to be key.
So let's go back to LaVar's amputation for a second.
Yeah.
The report doesn't really get into the specifics of what led to it, but it does say that his mobility will be significantly impacted.
Yeah, and that raises a lot of questions, especially since, LaVar has always been so hands-on with his sons' careers.
Right. I mean, he's basically their manager, their coach, their biggest cheerleader, all rolled into one.
Exactly. So it's going to be fascinating to see how this changes his level of involvement going forward.
Yeah, will he still be able to travel to all the games, be courtside, all that?
Right, and how will he adapt his approach to coaching and mentoring his sons?
And, LaVar's not exactly known for being quiet or staying in the background.
Yeah, he's always been very vocal, very much in the spotlight.
He's drawn a lot of criticism over the years for his bold pronouncements.
Like saying Lonzo would be better than Steph Curry before he even played an NBA game.
Exactly. And while his approach might have rubbed some people the wrong way, it definitely played a role in building the Ball family brand.
Oh, for sure. You can't deny that.
So now with this new challenge, it makes you wonder if we're going to see a different side of LaVar.
Yeah, maybe a more introspective side. Who knows?
I mean, if there's one thing we've learned from the report and just from watching the Ball family over the years, it's that they're incredibly resilient.
Yeah, they face challenges head on and they don't back down.
And they find a way to come out stronger on the other side.
Their story is really a testament to the power of family unity and, adapting to whatever life throws at you.
It's a reminder that there's so much more to people than what we see on the surface,
Yeah, behind the headlines and the public persona, there's this whole other story of strength and resilience.
It really makes you think about how we all navigate these unexpected turns in life.
Definitely.
Like, how do we support our loved ones while also respecting their individual journeys? And what does strength and resilience really look like when we're faced with personal challenges?
Those are big questions for sure.
And it'll be interesting to see how the Ball family continues to navigate their path moving forward.
Yeah, I think their story is far from over, and I'm sure they'll continue to inspire and challenge us in ways we don't even expect.
Absolutely. And that's something to think about, as we all face our own challenges and try to find our own ways to be resilient.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, on that note, we'll leave it there for today.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining me for this deep dive. It's been
Yeah, this was a good one.
it's been real.
Definitely. Until next time.
All right, take care.
You too.